Hey everyone, this is Larry. Welcome back to Today I Feel Like. Today we're going to check out the Polar Grit X. This is a multi-sport GPS watch that is fantastic, and spoiler alert, I love it. I don't want to take it off, but I have some other watch reviews I need to do, so I'm going to have to take it off for a little while. But let's jump into it, check it out, and here we go. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into the good and the bad. And this first good point is something that matters to me and to others, but it may not matter at all to some, and that is looks. I really love the way this watch looks. It's very simple. It has a nice round face on there. It is just a really simple but nice, elegant looking watch. It has a very cool looking band that has sort of a fabric type texture on the top, and it's just a really attractive watch. So this next thing that I like about the Polar Grit X is that it has both buttons and a touchscreen. It has 5 buttons on the watch so that you can control it with just buttons alone, but it also has a 1.2-inch touchscreen made out of Gorilla Glass. So if you're more of a touchscreen person, you can use the touchscreen to navigate through those screens. It makes it really easy to navigate through multiple screens, but if you are someone who prefers buttons, you have that option as well. Now, this next good feature is something that I think every fitness watch should have, and many of them don't, and that is a walking activity mode. But Polar actually has it on there. The Grit X actually has a walking activity mode, and I really appreciate the fact that Polar respects walking and walkers. So not all of us are runners, not all of us are extreme athletes doing snowboarding or something else. Some of us are just really intense walkers, and that's what we do, and we want to be able to have a lot of the same metrics that other athletes get, but we want to have it with our walking activities. So yeah, and some of us may start off as walking and then we go in and start running, and we want to be able to have a watch that we can grow into and not have to buy one for walking, and then later when we step up and start running or doing other activities, then have to go buy a more expensive watch. Or the Polar Grit X has all of those activities built into the watch right out of the box, so you don't have to worry about picking up a second one later. You're good to go. Walkers are respected here. Alright, so let's talk about battery life. This is the next good thing, and with the Polar Grit X, you can expect to get anywhere between 4 to 7 days of battery life in normal watch mode, and that means you're going to have notifications coming through from your phone and continuous heart rate monitoring. Now, if you're out exercising and using the GPS, that is going to reduce the battery life, so it really depends on how much you're using that GPS, and if you are, maybe you get a few days less. Maybe you go from 7 days to 5 days, or if you have a lot of notifications like I do, I get them coming in almost constantly, I end up usually getting anywhere between 4 to 5 days worth of battery life. Now, a couple of other good things about the Polar Grit X is this watch has 130 plus sports profiles. So if you're doing anything from running to walking to snowboarding to cycling to a triathlon, you're going to find your sport in there. There is all kinds of different things that you can track with this watch. Now, another nice thing that I want to mention about it is when I paired this watch up to my phone, it just stayed paired. Unlike some other devices that I have, which I won't mention, Garmin, it just always stays connected. I never have any issues with having to go in and try and resync it or try and repair it. It's just always there, and it works flawlessly. I think it's absolutely wonderful. All right, so now on to the bad. And there are only really 2 little minor bad points that I wanted to mention. One of them is the light on the watch. I wish it was a little bit brighter. So the watch face is normally always easy to read, but they do have a feature where you can lift to turn it on and then you can see the watch. But when you lift to turn it on, there's a light that comes on. It's just not always the brightest, but if you push the button for the light, then you can actually make it brighter. I just wish that when you lift to see it, I wish that brightest level was always on. Now, the other thing is a little unfair, and it's sort of, but I'm going to say it anyways. It's a little unfair because this is not really a smartwatch. It's a fitness watch. Even though you have some smartwatch features, I use this watch largely as a fitness watch and a smartwatch while I was using it. And so there were some features that I missed on here that I like having on a smartwatch. And The feature that I missed the most is a personal assistant. I really miss being able to lift my wrist up and ask my assistant to do things like start a walk or to start a timer or set a reminder. I really miss having that functionality on my wrist. And so even though it's a little unfair to say, to knock this watch for not having it, it is something that I missed. Okay, so the last thing that I want to mention about the Polar Grit X is the Polar Flow app. And there's lots of great info that you can get in this app. And let's go ahead and just jump in and I'll talk to you about a few things that I like and a couple things that I don't. All right, so here is the app. Let's just take a quick look around. There's plenty to see here and it's very easy to read. One thing I like is this dashboard that's just very, very easy with your activity. You can see here it shows how many steps I've taken today. I haven't been very active. I've only taken 2,100 steps, gone 0.7 miles. It shows my activity time is 3 hours and 58 minutes, so that's when I get up and move around. It's my calories there. There's inactivity stamps, and then it shows my sleep time. So you can see the one thing that I like about this right away is that it's super easy to get everything that you want to see right up front. It's just very quick and easy, right up in your face the way that I like it. Now, the problem that I have with this app is that sometimes things don't transfer over or sync over as quickly as I'd like them to. So, for instance, if I go to the day before on Wednesday, we can see here that I'm not getting any of my sleep information. I'm not exactly sure why. I slept, but I don't know what happened to it. So now if I click on the sleep tab, you'll see I can go in there and it's going to show me the sleep tab for today. And if I go back yesterday again, nothing. I'm not sure what's going on. And when I sync it, then it finally comes through. But it's very strange that it just doesn't seem to come through. And even though I synced it and it's in the app, because we saw there that this is the sleep time from yesterday, but when I go to the activity tab, it's still not showing my sleep on here. It's not showing my night sleep, my restful sleep, my restful minutes or restful sleep time, all that stuff. It's just none of it's there, and I don't really quite get it. So if I go back and try and sync it again, you can see there it's still taking time, and it just doesn't seem to want to show up. Some days, for whatever reason, it just doesn't really show up on there in the app, and I can't quite figure out why. Now, if I want the information, it is available because I can go into the sleep tab again, and it's there and available. But sometimes it just doesn't show up on that main screen, and it's just sort of a weird little glitch, I guess, in the app. So I'm not sure why that is. Now, the great thing is if you come in here, you can click through here and see all the different sections if you want. So I'll click on like the training tab there. We can go through and see the training. I haven't done anything today, so we'll go through. Oh, let's see, that was yesterday. We'll click on the training thing. The training tab, and we'll see I was out walking yesterday. I went and walked for 57 minutes. And if we want to click that, we can click on that section there. And it's going to ask me that question there. I'm going to go ahead and just click cancel. And I'm going to click cancel again. And this is going to give me some detailed information about my walk as far as the distance, my average heart rate, my heart rate minimum, heart rate maximum. It's going to show me my ascent and descent. It's going to show me the my cadence and steps, cadence max, cadence average, all that good stuff in there. So lots and lots of really good information in here, and you can get graphs for all that stuff in there as well. So there's maps down there as well that you can get. So there's lots of really cool information in this app that I really, really like. The one problem I have with it is that sometimes it doesn't seem as if everything syncs over as it should in the time frame that it should. Everything eventually gets over there, but sometimes for some reason it just doesn't show up. All right, everyone, so there we have it. That is a look at the Polar Grit X, an outdoor multi-sport watch. This is a fantastic watch. There is a lot to love in here for both really serious athletes and adventurers to regular everyday Joes that are serious walkers to just, anybody. I think anybody can really love and use and take advantage of this watch. You don't have to just be a serious outdoors person or athlete to enjoy it and get the most out of it. So yeah, now at the time of this review, this watch is about $429. If that's a little bit too much for you, don't worry. I have a couple of other reviews coming of the Polar Unite and Ignite. And these are two watches very similar in a lot of their specs. One of the main differences is that one has connected GPS, the other one has independent GPS, but I'm going to review these in the weeks to come. So check back if you're interested in seeing these. And I'm going to leave links to everything down below in the video description so that you can check them out. I'm also going to leave links to my Amazon page and my social media contacts so you can reach me elsewhere. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And please subscribe to this channel. And follow me on Facebook. And I am Larry with TodayIFeelLike.com. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.